And welcome to episode 85 of the Anime Cast from the Red Leaf Retrocast. I am your host, JD, joined by Hickey and Tori. We're back, boys.
We are?
We're back, yeah.
We are.
Oh, cool.
Exciting times. We're almost finished with this show. We have one more episode after this to finish Touch.
One more podcast episode.
Well, yeah, one more podcast episode, correct.
We have one more episode to watch, but we couldn't be bothered.
We watched 100 of the 101 episodes. Man, the anticipation of that last episode.
Knowing the show, the last episode is going to be a recap anyways.
Right.
Oh,
well, hope not. This is
just a
Touch.
music video.
It's just a music video of the entire series. This is Touch. Episodes 55 through 77, Arc 3 of the entire series of the 101 episodes that entail it. It's a baseball anime. I highly encourage everyone.
Finally became a sports anime for real.
Finally did. It's no longer the teenage romance. But it kind of is still at the same time, which is very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Got a lot of good feedback over our Legend of the Galactic Heroes. That's finally coming in. And Chargeman Ken seems to be our most popular one over the past, over in 2020, actually, surprisingly enough.
No, that is not surprising at all. People love Chargeman Ken. They love to hate it.
You did speak that, Tori, and I concede to your greatness. You know the things.
I do know the things.
On this episode, we'll be shooting the shit over some, probably some video games, what we've been doing. I got a Deca-Dence review I'd like to do. And then, we'll just finish the episode out with the Touch review. Hickey, how you been?
I've been drinking. That was about it. I'm training new lawyers that are in a trainee program. It's not that fun.
Not that fun training new people? Communicating with humans?
Not really.
Not getting enough.
Although I shouldn't say that I'm a lawyer. That is basically what my job entails. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. They're fine people. I just don't like correcting other people's work. So most of the time, it's just going around reading what they wrote and correcting it. Then having a long speech about what is wrong and how you should understand the semantic meaning of the words you're using and where they come from, so you don't offend anyone by accident.
Sounds like a lot of learning.
Is very difficult.
Man, lawyers sound like a bunch of snowflakes. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the judges, they usually are.
Your words offend me.
Pretty much. Now I'm gonna just fuck you over through the entirety of your career because you offend me. That's usually how shit goes. Power struggle. Bigger. No, it's been fine. I drank. I came back at playing Yakuza 0.
You playing Yakuza 0?
Yeah, I'm almost finishing it. So, but I kind of stopped because I wanted to do the Royale thing, the real estate Royale.
Oh,
so I
yes.
paused the story and I'm just going through farming money and farming power-ups. I'm already on chapter 8, so there's only 2 left, I think.
Something
3,
like that.
maybe?
Yeah. The game has a great way of giving you an illusion how close you are, and then you're like, oh, I'm in the last chapter. Put 2 hours aside because half of it's cutscenes of epic proportions.
Yeah, and I probably sank like at least 15 hours just doing the real estate Royale this week.
That sounds exactly correct.
Also the telephone call thing, because I love that. Just give you answering the phone is full power. Mushy bush. I just love that. It's just so silly, so fucking silly. I just love every single moment of Yakuza. It's just way too great.
I love it. If you are an anime fan, the Yakuza series is quite glorious.
It is. It just nails the
The
I love how it's like,
humor is.
yeah, no, but I love how it's like goes from super serious as like, oh, we're doing something super serious now, and then it's just like absolutely retarded. Like you decide to go into a side mission or something, and it's just stupid. Like I can't wait to get to play Yakuza 7.
Oh, the RPG.
So much fun. Yeah, it looks so dumb. And I've been watching a little bit of it being played as well, and I saw one stream of it, and it's like they did a side mission, and it's just like this fucking dude, like this depressed dude sitting in a diaper on a fucking swing, and then you have to talk to him and try to get like, and he doesn't want to listen, and then it's like you have to fight him. So you try fighting him, you try everything on him, but nothing does damage because he's a masochist, so he doesn't take damage from physical abuse.
This is glorious to hear.
So stupid.
Yeah. On episode on Yakuza series, just even the story, it's so dumb. It's like the chapter 8. I won't spoil Yakuza 0 because everyone should play that game. But basically, everything went to shit, and you're being just hunted by the Yakuza. And it's like, oh, I need to hide myself and do stuff, and here I am just running through the city, buying shit, buying property, and not giving a shit, throwing money in the air. And it's like, dude, what about the story? Shouldn't I be like around also having 9mm on me? But anyway, it's like, what is? How does this work with the story that is going on? It's just great. It's just great.
We can't find him anywhere. Well, that's strange because he owns half the city.
Yeah, pretty much. Where he lives. We know where he works. So like,
I love it though.
Every time you find him, he just throw money at us.
Yeah,
like, okay.
I love it though because it's like they have such a hard time tracking you down, but it's like everyone else is like they just show up at their fucking door, like, nah, we know where you are.
Yeah, it's like you talk to that guy one time, like, okay, oh, I helped you, thank you, and then you go back to your place and they're there like, hi, I want to work for you. It's like, oh shit, the Yakuza is really, really bad in this game. Like, just a random dude I tried to hook up with some girl, found my place, the Yakuza can't.
Well, I beat Yakuza 4 not too long ago, probably a podcast or two ago, in terms of timeline. Very epic ending. I really liked Yakuza 4 ending, and I just started Yakuza 5. Haven't really picked it up too much since Crash 4 came out. But Yakuza 5, it's all about Kiryu becoming a taxi driver and trying to find trying to find the straight life. It begins really slow, so I think that's why I haven't picked it up to since then. But in 2020, I have played 0 through 4 plus Judgment.
How many times Kiryu tries to go straight in Yakuza games? Like every single one of them?
It's been a few times. I mean, it's the same thing as like you're describing Yakuza. It's just like, some shit went down and now the Yakuza's after you. It's like, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much every game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Something happens, the Yakuza's now after you. Fantastic.
All right, how was I
Great.
framed this time? All right, are we going to end up at the vacant lot / Millennial Tower once again? Every game has to come full circle to that point. I want to know how they keep getting like major offices and home bases in the tower.
They are really good at what they do.
I find that really funny every time. Yeah, I love the series. Ghost of Tsushima just had a big update where it's 2-player co-op in the story now. So yeah. I think it's finally time I hook up with a friend. Not you, Tori, obviously. I wouldn't dare do such a thing to play and beat that game finally.
University has gotten in the way of everything, so I literally only play fucking Apex with Hickey on the weekend at this point. That's my gaming.
Yeah, how's the Apex going?
It's fun. Sometimes. It's very frustrating at other times. Right now, it's very frustrating because they just introduced crossplay, which is fine for me because I play on PC, so I don't really mind playing with console people, but the servers have gone from being bad to being shit.
Is it crossplay with PlayStation, do you know?
PlayStation and Xbox.
And I think they will release the Switch as well.
Yeah.
How neat.
It's okay, because essentially it's to let people play with each other across different consoles. And of course, if you are a console player, you have to like physically enable crossplay. Like you have to accept playing with PC players. You're not just going to get thrown into games with PC players.
That's a good option. I can get behind that.
Mm.
Yeah, I would definitely enable it.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Enjoy. Enjoy playing against PC players. Oh, I'm just going to shoot him. What the fuck is he doing? How's he moving like this? Oh, he's a PC player, I understand.
Well, I meant enable as in enable to... I said it wrong. I said it backwards.
You won't enable it.
Right, I wouldn't enable PC. I would enable only PlayStation or console.
I don't know if you can enable... I think it's only... You have to only enable PC. I don't think they give you other options, but I don't know. I don't play the console version.
Nah.
I'm not lame like that.
Yeah, Fall Guys Season 2 came out, so I can't wait to get back into some Fall Guys.
I saw one of the new minigames, a wall climbing minigame, and god damn it, that looks frustrating beyond all hell.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Hey, look, there's these like tiny crates that you have to jump on and try to jump up the wall, and there's only a few of them, and they're different sizes, and there's only some of them that go together to be able to go up the wall, and everybody's fighting for them all the time, and it's going to be a complete clusterfuck of getting pushed off repeatedly, and have fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, lots of video games and wrestling currently. Anime's kind of...
Yeah, but nobody cares about wrestling, though.
Well, I mean, there's so in New Japan Pro Wrestling, there's the G1 tournament, so it's like 2 hours of wrestling every day that I have to watch, that I want to watch, not have to.
The horror. Making that sound like something real. 2 hours of wrestling I have to watch.
Well, between all the stuff I want to do for every podcast episode, just for my own enjoyment, work, and then just trying to allocate the time properly. It's a good thing I don't have like family or anything near me, so
yeah, that's pretty much how I feel right now as well. It's like between school, wanting to play video games, wanting to play Apex, wanting to finish Ghost of Tsushima, working on videos, watching anime, also trying to fucking keep up with the fucking VTuber streams because I'm addicted and I can't stop. Yeah, I don't have time for anything.
Finally admitted it.
I don't have time for this family.
I admitted it for a long time ago.
That's the first step. First step was
unless you a long time ago.
Unless you come to my alcoholism, where I just deny and say it's not an addiction.
Yep.
It's not an addiction. I can quit anytime. Where's my coffee and Bailey's?
It's
not a problem
if you see it as a problem.
That's right. It's only a problem when you see it as a problem. Like when you said, you know what? I don't think I'm going to drink anymore. And then half an hour later, you're like, I'm out with my friends. We're drinking.
Well, I can't not have fun. That would be stupid.
I'm not going to drink anymore. That didn't last.
With my friends, I was having fun with that. You see?
Yes, of course.
That's the mentality you need.
I wasn't drinking. I was having fun. Did you consume alcohol? Hell yeah.
Well, it's part of the fun. I don't understand. I don't see the problem. I'm hungover and I have a bunch of beer to drink this.
I'm hungover. Fuck it. Bring me a beer.
Well, that's the best. That's the best medicine for hangover. More alcohol.
Getting drunk again.
Yeah. If you're always drunk, you won't be hangover.
And if you're always drunk, you also won't be a lawyer anymore.
I don't know. I've seen Judgment. There's some interesting lawyers in that game. Well, I beat Final Fantasy VI finally. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with my journey on that all year. And I just started Bravely Default. Few hours into that game. It's kind of my go-to-bed game situation that I have. So, see how long that takes to beat. Like it so far. It's very stress-free. It's a good way to put it.
That's good.
Yeah.
I guess.
My 3DS is getting use.
Fantastic.
Well, shall we go into the Deca-Dence review that I have?
I guess if you must.
If I must. Alright, I will play Dirty Pair. right, so Deca-Dence was a show from the summer season, and it just ended along with a bunch of summer shows. So, as soon as I finish some of these shows, maybe we'll have more reviews coming in between our podcast episode review. Deca-Dence, after nearly being driven to the extinction by life forms known as Gadol, humanity dwells in a mobile fortress named Deca-Dence. Built to protect humans from the threat, it's occupied by what they call gears, aka warriors who fight daily, and tankers, those without the same skills, that are supporters, if you will. Natsume, who dreams of fighting, meets a guy named Kaburagi, an armor repairman. Their chance meeting will shake the future of this world. So I spoke about this series before a few podcast episodes. It's by Studio Nut. The director of the show is Yuzuru Tachikawa. I believe he doesn't ring a bell. Did a bunch of Bleach. Oh, he's the Death Billiards director, Death Parade. Right, original creator. Yes. So you're introduced to this world in episode 1. It seems like a post-apocalyptic survival type thing. Natsume only has one arm. She has this mechanical arm situation to kind of assist her. And you find out, as you just start the second episode, that it's actually a game that they're stuck in. But it's this hybrid. It's a game for aliens that have kind of taken over Earth and humans that are just a part of their game. So the aliens have incorporated this artificial or science-created threat into this world, and the humans are just kind of pawns in their little game. And it's kind of and Kaburagi is actually one of those aliens who has taken on an avatar of a human. That's the situation there. So it's kind of a flip on what you would know of. It's a game, but it's yet not at the same time. And over the course of the series, Natsume, the Genki little girl, kind of changes Kaburagi's reason to keep doing this, right? And it becomes a fight against the machine, so to say. And as there's a big training session, good little fight scenes. Kaburagi has this revelation kind of halfway through the series that he does indeed want to fight against this world. And the second half is kind of Natsume learning about the real world, and as they get to the end, it's kind of got this Matrix type thing of Mr. Anderson with the main system that's protecting the game from, well, what they call bugs. So it's anyone who's against the system or abuses the system and finds other ways. Mr. Anderson over here will come in and fuck your shit up. So I think it has a good ending. Satisfying, to say the least. Is this show gonna blow anyone away? I don't think so, but I think it's totally fine for what it was. It knew exactly what it wanted to be. I like the character art. I like how everything kind of unfolded. Everything made sense for what the show wanted. Did you guys watch any of it, or watch some of it?
Nope.
Yeah, I think I only have the last episode to watch.
Okay.
I think it's the last episode. I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah, she was... Kabu got killed by the weird man, and he was about to attack Man Girl. That's the last episode I've watched.
Were they in the underground little fortress thing?
The other robot things were trying to escape that place. They were inside of Kaburaki's house, I believe, when the weird guy
when
attacked.
Mr. Anderson shows up and shoves his arm through him.
His name is Anderson.
Well, that's what I call it, because it reminds me something straight out of the Matrix.
Of the Matrix, yeah. Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah, I think it's Hugin. I think that's what they call him, but I just call him Mr. Anderson. I kind of wish that the humans realized that they're in a game, but it was really only Natsumi and Kaburagi and the other aliens that found out what was going on. Like the other main like girl fighter and Natsumi's friend just really never found out. There's some downtime between the character, the supporting cast kind of helping out. I think they could have done a lot more with that, but the focus was definitely on Kaburagi and his journey rather than, say, Natsumi's, and not quite what I was expecting there, but it did work for how they wanted to portray Kaburagi, our main character. I really, really liked the ultimate super threat that they presented, where once they destroyed the underground base, so there's like a computer program where they can just turn off the alien, the monsters, and they all disintegrate. But at the last second, this one, so they do have bugs in the monsters as well. Like this, they grow them themselves, right? Or they create them themselves, and every once in a while, like one kind of wasn't made properly, so it's called a bug. And in this underground base, they kept, these scientists kept one to the side, and they thought it was harmless. Well, this one guy was like, fuck it, kill them all, whatever. Get off me. And in its dying breath, it like injects something into him, and it becomes something straight out of like Alien. So it emerges from him, and it starts evolving into this big grotesque kaiju situation. It's really cool. I really liked how they made the super ultimate threat and everyone coming together into this one final battle. I did enjoy that. I don't think it's the best fight in the series. I think that's how the halfway through the season ended, with Kaburagi fighting this super wolf creature thingamajig. That was cool. That was the best fight in the entire series, and it came halfway through and kind of changed the course for the second half. The way the story arc played out, it had a beginning, middle, and end twice over, and yet it still maintained its overarching plot. It was quite enjoyable. I did like the animation. I liked the colors, the color palettes. It was quite nice. For a good, simplistic sci-fi adventure, I do recommend it to people. I spoke about this before, how if you were looking for not the whole gaming aspect, when episode 2 happened, I say give it a chance. I do. You might find yourself enjoying it. So it is available on Funimation. I watched it through Hulu, because a lot of those Funimation shows do end up on Hulu, just not the dubs. If you're into dubs, then you'd have to go into Funimation. What else is there to say about it? You have any thoughts, Hickey?
It's a little bit confusing at times when you understand the premise, which you just did, so probably make it easier to get into. But yeah, I was a little bit confused at first.
Yes, it's not exactly clear.
It's a little bit out of the box. They just punch you with it in the second episode, and it's like, wait, what?
Yeah, episode 2 is the most confusing. Yeah.
So I went back and watched the second episode 3 times, I believe, and I was like, oh, okay, I see how it is. I understand now. What else? I don't know. It's just plain interesting, weird story, which is good to have, especially when we are at a point where pretty much every anime has kind of the same basic story, depending on the genre. So yeah, it is interesting to see a show trying to do something new and refreshing, even with the little mistakes here and there they made in the storyline and storytelling, but it's okay. It's a fun show.
Yeah, I guess you haven't gotten... Okay, so I guess I'll just spoil this part. The way... So the giant kaiju does destroy the fortress's main like punch attack. It's super dimensional fortress Macross attack, right? Because it does transform, which is kind of funny. And the way I thought it was interesting how they presented, like, you can actually become Deca-Dence itself. And Kaburagi more or less sacrifices himself, right? He becomes Deca-Dence and fights against the system, right? Like, literally the system is fought against, which I thought was funny. And Natsume realizes what he's done, and they try to find his avatar, but he's destroyed. Kitty Cat, seriously, no. Oh boy, really fighting him on this podcast episode. Where was I? Oh yeah, so I thought that was neat that he was willing to just throw his life away, and that was his purpose. A very different sort of alien mentality toward it. How the aliens live their lives it was always presented as they live their lives differently than the humans, which totally makes sense. While they just want to live for feeling emotions at all, and this was like his feeling, right? While that's totally opposite through humanity, where it's like, I just want to live, just leave me alone. They present something strange where, and it made sense in total hindsight to it all, where there's this one character where she kind of was involved in building Deca-Dence and the computer programs, and good God, Cat, make a decision. He's all over the place on me. Where was I? Lost my train of thought. I'm telling you, sometimes I lock them up, sometimes I don't.
Well, you gotta learn to deal with them beforehand.
Yeah. No kidding. Okay, so it's the computer chick. It's the computer chick. Computer alien chick, and where she says loosely, and you're kind of thinking about it, where why doesn't she just download the literal alien brains? Because it seems like they have to do that in order for them to transfer into an avatar into the game. And they really make that a thing, right? But it's not exactly clear if that's actually what they're doing. And then I really like how they came to explain that, and it all came to make sense. It was just this side science to it all, which I do appreciate in anime when that does happen. In video games too. So that kind of created into the ending itself. Anyways, I'm kind of rattling on at this point. I didn't give it a high score at all. I think it maybe could have done something more in terms of, I guess, better high octane action. It turned into more of a drama than its sci-fi action that it kind of presented itself at first. I thought they could have done more with Natsume as a character rather than the whole I just want to prove myself storyline that they had with her. Maybe it should have been 24 episodes, and they could have expanded a lot more. I thought they could.
Yeah, they don't have enough material for 24.
I think they could have. I thought, but with the story that they were telling, 12 was totally fine, and that's why I ended up giving it a fine little score, 6 out of 10 type deal. I probably wouldn't ever go back and watch the anime, but for a one-time through, did I enjoy my time? Did I have fun? Especially coming after ReZero. Did I have fun watching this? Absolutely, and that's my thoughts on it. There you go.
You probably will have to rewatch again with all the ReZero aspect.
Well, this is the universe I watched it in. I can't just say it's a total vacuum. So,
nope. Do it in a different universe.
Do it in a different universe. Right. That's the Deca-Dence review. I guess we'll move on to Touch. Hey.
Unless you have anything else, then yeah.
All right.
Well, okay. The Strike Witch's gacha games coming out. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's going to be just like what is that one game from the same creator? Alice Gear? No.
I don't know.
Something Ellis. I know the game. I played the game. It's
sure you did.
omnidirectional shooter for a smartphone. It's quite fun.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, but it's going to be strike witches. Yeah.
Man, imagine liking strike witches.
I can't imagine. I am not hickey.
I love strike witches. It's so good. So good.
All right.
Touch. It's very good. Aside the early one, which are just like, never mind. Touch.
Yes.
Touch. Yes. Baseball.
Arc 3 episodes 55 through 77. We covered Arc 2 in episode 80 of the podcast, and then Arc 1 way back in episode 52. So there's your references there. Looking like we'll probably finish this series in 2021.
Yeah, well,
That's all right. So those that want to recap here, let me just get this little summary. So Touch is twins Kazuya and Tatsuya and their neighbor Minami have played together since they were children, built on an unbreakable bond. But with puberty, the twins realize something. Minami's a girl, and three's a crowd. As the trio tries to preserve their relationship, Kazuya pledges to make Minami's dream come true, taking her to the high school baseball tournament finals and win. While Tatsuya wanders about himself and his own goals, Minami has another dream she wants fulfilled. And as the twins continue to push themselves, and Minami in the middle, a life-changing tragedy leads one twin down a path he never once would have considered. So yes, Arc 1 basically ends with, and spoilers, because obviously we're covering Arc 3 here. Kazuya dies. Truck-kun gets him.
He gets isekai, that's right.
And then, he gets isekai.
He's going to save another world with baseball, probably.
Yes, not with a cell phone, I would imagine.
No,
I don't think cell phones were a thing in the 80s.
Yeah, not at this point. The show ran from 1985 to 1987. It's by Group TAC. The director is Mitsuru Adachi, whom also did Cross Game, for those that are wondering.
Which is also by the same author, I'm pretty sure.
Which is basically the same story.
Basically the same story. Kitty cat.
Just like any other show by this author.
He also did Idol Ace. I'm not sure what that is. Idol Baseball, I guess.
Sure, sounds good enough.
Yeah, he's done nothing but baseball anime.
Well, I mean, if it's working, I guess why stop?
Yeah, well,
that's right.
Yeah, so the short version is Arc 1 is about is exactly that. The three characters discovering love, and Kazuya plays baseball on the side. Tatsuya gets roped into a boxing club, so he does that. Then Arc 2 was kind of Tatsuya realizing his dream is his brother's dream, and he comes to the conclusion that he's not good enough for Minami in a lot of ways. He needs to break out of his own brother's shadow, and he discovers his own way of life through baseball and filling his shoes. Now, here comes Arc 3, which is he has gone through 1 year as a baseball player, and this is his second year, a retry at Koshin, if you will. And Minami, on the side, is realizing her own path, which is rhythmic gymnastics.
Hey, man. Everybody's got to have a goal.
Everybody's got to have a goal, and she turns out...
boy Harada keeps telling them, you can't keep relying on each other all the time.
Right.
You gotta get your own path in life. You can't just succeed through others all the goddamn time. Man, Harada is... I like Harada. I love the fact that they decide to basically have the big, tough, strong guy be the guy who just asks all the right questions and says the right shit.
Okay, let's talk about Harada, because my favorite Harada moment was when the side character, Nita's sister, I forget her name. What is Nita's sister's name?
Yuka.
So Yuka has a crush on Tatsuya, more or less.
No.
Yes, totally does. And she ropes and she guilt trips this guy into a date. And so Tatsuya, of course, is trying to avoid it, and then she sees right through his escape plan. But she has a busted ankle. That's this episode. And Harada comes, and he's like, sees Tatsuya and Yuka arm in arm because she's roped this dude into a date. And Tatsuya goes, "It's not what it looks like." And he goes, "Oh."
Yeah. Oh.
It's like, don't tell Minami.
Don't tell Minami. Yeah, don't tell Minami. It's like,
and as he's walking away,
it has to be a secret. It has to be a secret from Minami. No, not like that. It's like, all right, whatever you do.
Whatever you, hey, it's your life. And then I was like, he's totally gonna tell on him. And then sure as shit.
Didn't.
Well,
no, he doesn't.
He was saying the words. Right? He's like, hey, they were arm in arm. They were over there. They're going out on a date. Minami comes over. What did you say? Well, I mean, if you didn't hear me, it's not a big deal.
He didn't say it. And then, the other fucking dude, what's his name? God.
Nishima, I think.
Nishima, that's his name.
Yeah.
The fucking other pitcher dude.
The other pitcher from Arc 2. Yeah.
Yep. Comes in and he's just like, oh, I saw them.
And I absolutely love, this is just one of the, so Touch does this amazing thing where in between all of the baseball elements and rhythmic gymnastic elements and the dramatic turns in life, they have this downtime where it's very realistic of between all the characters. So Tatsuya and Yuka are out on this date, and Tatsuya, being the kind of oblivious guy that he is, Yuka's been faking her ankle injury. So she's and she always provides these like small hints, but Tatsuya doesn't see them right away. Takes him out to a romantic movie date, and of course Tatsuya like falls asleep immediately.
I love that as well because Yuka tries that on. She's trying to make Minami jealous. So when they get confronted by that, she's like, "Oh, we went and we saw a movie. Wasn't the movie good?" It's like, "Well, it was so romantic." And she's like, "Oh, it was a romantic It was a romantic movie." Oh, then if I know, I know Tatsuya quite well, so I know he'll be asleep within like the first 30 minutes, so he won't know anything about the ending. Tatsuya's like, "Yeah, right. Basically."
So I love how Tatsuya is just himself. We the audience absolutely know the character as well, how he's been roped in, how he just goes along with it, right? Because we've seen it. And Nishima's the one that saw them hand in hand, and of course at the end of that episode, Tatsuya's like, shit, she was fighting through that ankle injury the entire time, and of course he goes back and helps her out. And Nishima tells Minami, hey, I saw those two, and she's initially very jealous and mad, because Tatsuya also lied about it. And then it cuts to the next morning, and he gets caught, but he's like trying to play it off. Oh, well, I mean, if you didn't know, I guess Harada didn't say anything. Oh, so Harada did know about you and Yuka. And then she spills all the beans, where she just lays it out. You got roped in, 100% correct. And Tatsuya's like, oh, scary woman. She knows everything about me.
Yeah.
And then,
that's the point, right? They've known each other their entire life,
right? And it makes total sense. I love this. And Minami has the greatest line where she goes, "I hate that I can't overreact because I know you so well. I want to be jealous and angry at you, but because I know you so well, I'm not angry." So she has conflicting emotions through it all, where she wants to be mad, but she's not mad. And then that's, of course, when Yuka comes in, wants to make her jealous, and she's like, nope, won't work. And then she's, of course, angry because it didn't work.
Yeah.
I love it. It's just this 1.5 episode span, right in the middle of this entire arc, where it's like, this is why I like this series so much. It's these moments right here.
The character chemistry, it's just, it's so good.
It's off the charts, and it's got a good blend of the serious and comedy aspect all through it all. And it really got me thinking of a comparison between another series I really love. I don't think we'll probably ever get to cover it on the podcast. It's Maizuni Kaku, the Rumiko romance story. Mm-hmm. That's just as long, basically, but that's very comedy heavy. And it has the same Japanese culture and fighting emotions between romance in that sense. While I was finding myself comparing how the story unfolded on that side and how it came to a conclusion, and then this one, and they're very polar opposites of each other for most of the series. But then you have moments like this where, okay, that's where the comparisons come in for how they're the same. Have you guys seen like another romance show that you found yourself kind of comparing this one to another?
No, actually.
Not so much
I
that I'm
usually don't
comparing.
compare shows that much.
Yeah, I try not to. Like, for me, it's mostly just like the thing that I find very unique about this is like, is again the character chemistry. Just because, like, clearly, like the writer of this, and obviously credit to the actors as well who's doing this, right? But there's like, you can tell that this is written by somebody who understands relationships, if that makes sense. I'm not talking necessarily romantic relationships either. I'm talking like just human to human relationships.
Real life.
Yeah, right? It's like probably the biggest downside of a lot of modern anime is that they are written by people who have no social life or experience, and that kind of shines through.
Or they over embellish the characters 100-fold over, where you don't see them as real people.
Yeah, no, they're mostly jokes.
Yeah,
like you can see when the guy knows the character, it's like he knows the character. But usually the sociable people, or even if the show is quite realistic when it comes to relationships and whatnot, usually the sociable people are just way over the top, and you see it's like, oh, that's not how social people are. That's just like how you see them. Of course, like they're going around being all bright and shiny and blinding everyone, but that's not kind of the case. It's just like how the guy who wrote it feel about it. Which is quite sad. It's quite sad realization. I try to not think about that as well.
Then of course you can do the opposite as well, like with Tatsuya's parents, for example. They're not normal.
They're not normal people, no.
Yeah.
Even fucking parents are still really, really tight like that. I've never seen anybody act like this before. Jesus.
They just really love each other.
Oh, clearly. Way more than anything else. For fuck's sakes, it's like, can I get some dinner? Well, you want food? It's like,
You're right.
Jesus.
Make it yourself. God, lazy.
Great parents.
Kind of reminds me of mine, actually. You want food? Well, go make it yourself. You gotta learn how. You gotta learn sometime. Like, okay, good point.
I mean, I guess.
Well, I mean, sure enough, when I moved to Germany and I started living with my host family in 17, they're like, now, due to our jobs, we're not gonna be here all the time. You're gonna have to like cook for yourself, so you better learn.
Great.
I was like, oh, okay. Note taken. Gummy bears and pizza, a lot.
That's how it is.
At dinners, yeah. So I did want to bring this up. Didn't want to forget it before we get into kind of the crux of the story with Oni-coach, because it's a sports anime and we gotta have Oni-coach. Is this pseudo not love relationship between Tatsuya and Yuka, and then Minami and the older brother of Yuka. I'll just call him Nita. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Two key moments. We already discussed Yuka and Tatsuya, where Tatsuya... I'm getting the feeling that he isn't like 100% behind Minami, but yet is, but he's willing to still like go out with Yuka to that extent. Meanwhile, Minami goes out with Nita, big motorcycle, and then they're, seaside, and you can tell she has every once in a while conflicting emotions, but then goes, no, I still love Tatsuya. Like that's her true calling, and Nita even calls her out on it. It's like, he's always on your mind, isn't he? I won't get through him. So he's like, yeah, you almost got me though. Is it just me?
But I find that to be kind of what the point that like kind of tying back to the point that I said Harada made as well, how they're too reliant on each other, right?
Yes.
Like, for example, take the scene, right, where Minami is obviously doing the rhythmic gymnastic thing, right? But they have to be apart.
Right.
Right, and he's like, he gets nervous because everybody says, "Oh, don't be nervous about her. You know her better than anyone. You know that she can handle this." But he has that moment where that realization where it's like, "Yeah, I am nervous because I know her better than anything. I know that I'm the one who brings out the discomfort in her. I'm the one who makes her push herself too hard." Right, so it's like, and I'm afraid that if I'm not there, she's not going to be able to do it. And then he shows up. And then, like, so he decides to bolt and decides to go there to show up to see, out of desperation. And she has won, right? And he has a little bit of a conflicting opinion. It's like, wait, she can do it without me. Obviously, we know that she technically didn't. She had a picture of him.
Right. She had a picture of him the
time.
whole time. That was a good little moment there between the two characters.
But it's like, I find that to be kind of the thing, right? That the show is kind of pushing very hard. It's like, their relationship is kind of not healthy because they're too reliant on each other. They shouldn't be. Right? So, that's what I'm assuming is going to kind of be the predominant factor in the final arc, the battle for Goshen. Probably going to be that.
Probably. I mean, Tatsuya also changed a little bit with the coach. Because before it was like, I'm going to get Minami to Goshen. That's my goal. And now it's like, I'm going to Goshen because there's this Nita motherfucker and he trains a lot and I don't like that man. Yeah. So I'm just gonna train my ass off.
Well, I also got the feeling that him seeing Nita try so hard and also want to like basically take his woman away. And he realizes that it's kind of like a subtle Kazuya rivalry there, where it's like, fuck, if I don't beat this guy, this is just like Kazuya beating me. So it kind of revitalized his inner rivalry for not just Minami, but through baseball. I thought was pretty cool. And that really, and when he saw, the raw hands and everything, that really changed his perspective on, fuck, man, maybe this coach is onto something with this hard training. I mean, I don't like. I think we all agree that abusing children for sports is probably not the best way to train.
What do you mean? It's super entertaining.
Yeah, no. I mean, guy went to the Ace house and talked shit about his dad, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he does that in the cafe. Oh, my God. It's like, oh, yeah, I'm sure you're real relief that he's dead. It's like, oh, my God.
Dude, that fucking line. Man. That fucking line. So, yes.
Nice. I was like, holy, what the fuck, man? You don't go around saying that. I thought that, like, at least he would be, like, saying as a provocation, of course, but have, like, this distasteful feeling in his mouth as he says it, and then he just started laughing. I'm like, okay, this guy's enjoying the situation. I see.
We got to talk about Oni-coach now. So he's such a crux of Arc 3. So what happens is the head coach of the baseball team goes down with like stress illness or whatever, and he recommends Oni-coach. Comes in off a recommendation. He has, but on the condition that he can do whatever he wants.
As usual. But it's okay, right? Because the guy who's being recommended, he is really nice, really kind, loves people. He's really helpful and just really popular in general. Everybody's going to enjoy him. And then this fucking Yakuza-looking dude shows up with his fucking wooden sword and everything, like... Yo, what's good?
All right, so before we go into like his introduction and drinking beer while pelting kids with balls, he showed like midway through the series, he shows up at the cafe that Minami and her dad runs, and Tatsuya used to be a part of. He just shows up and he's like, "I'm here for a coffee," and then they're having a, Tatsuya's being the smart ass that he is. This fucking coach just says, he proclaims, is like, "Hey, I knew about your brother. He was the ace. He died at a good time. You're so lucky." It's like, what the fuck? And Tatsuya's like, did he just fucking say that? And he gets up from the table, and then Manami slaps his ass, as they fucking should. Tatsuya should have beat his ass. It first came across like Manami just saved this fucking guy from death, because Tatsuya was gonna kill him. And then he has the audacity to say another line after that. It's like, well, she's faster as usual, right? Like, fuck this guy. I fucking hate him. Like, there's even that dramatic scene in the rain where he goes into the locker room. There's a picture of Kazuya, and he just rips it off the wall. Like, dude, this guy sucks. And of course, they have this presentation like, well, maybe it's true colors. Maybe he's not all bad. He's doing it for us. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, I just at least he beat the shit out of Nishimura, and I really like that, because that man, if there's one person that is more annoying than Oni-coach, is fucking Nishimura. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's kind of annoying.
Just goes to the fucking school as usual, just gets his land by the fucking bamboo sword, goes into the ground, keeps getting fucking slammed with a sword until someone stops the coach before he fucking kills the kid.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, thank God.
Oh, lad.
Finally.
Yeah.
He just laughs at it like, whatever.
So the training, this is your training arc, so to say, because the series does end right before the first game of the Koshin tournament begins. And Oni-coach wants to get them to the next level, as all Oni-coaches do, and of course, the way it's done is to haze the weaklings out.
See, I don't really even see, like, again, the whole thing that it's built on is, like, how did I said, the revenge, right? He is mad at the baseball team for the way he was treated before. He is also a alumni of the same school and used to go to the same baseball team.
They always are.
So he right, and he kind of similar to Tatsuya. He had a brother who was the star, but he was kind of the bad kid, and he took the fall. He took the fall for his brother for something he didn't do, and ever since that, everybody hated him. So he has conflicting emotions, and a lot of it is just him kind of trying to get back at Meisei, but somewhere along the line, he kind of has this like epiphany as they all just kind of keep going through his hellish torture and keep doing what he's telling them to, and kind of keeps improving. He's just like, because he does have a passion for baseball, and it's just like that starts coming through a little bit, where it's like he seems to entertain the idea that maybe they can do well. But he's not like, he's still kind of maintaining that like bad boy, like evil guy kind of like, can we make it to Koshin? Sure you can. You just need to take the bus, right? Like, we're not going to win a single goddamn game, and that's what I'm here for.
The introduction of this guy to Tatsuya is he shows up in the locker room. Tatsuya's like, "Oh, I'm beat," and he fucking just punches the shit out of him.
It was rating porn. What are you talking about?
Well, more or less. Yeah, he was reading porn, but still, this coach just walks in and fucking punches his lights out.
Yep.
And then full on boxes him into the locker. I'm like, what is going on here? Yep. Beats his ass. Throws a cheap shot at Tatsuya, beats his ass some more, knocks him out, throws him on the bench. He's like, "I'm your new coach. Look what I did to your pitcher over there. You're up." Like, good God.
Yeah. Goes, put everyone to hell training. Minami arrives because she's doing the gymnastic stuff. Asks what the fuck is going on. Coach just throws the biggest shade ever and say, "We don't need you here. You fired." You cannot do that. You're fired. You only need one fucking manager, and it's that girl right there.
Yeah, of course it's Yuka just going,
I don't want. Yeah. It's like, I don't want people doing half-assed motherfucking shit in this in my camp. Oh man, he also he kind of puts Minami on her place as well. I think at some point Tatsuya as well kind of agree with him. Because
yeah, he has a big emotional moment where Minami's kind of talking down about him. You know, you're not even gonna have a team left with this guy, and he just goes, "What good is it if we can't live through this?"
Well, not even that. Like, it's that moment where it's like, oh, don't you see the way he's treating me? Shouldn't you do something about it? Try to get me back. It's like, what the fuck do you want me to do? It's like, I can't do anything.
He has no power.
Yeah.
At least it's good to show another side of Minami, which is not that much shown, like the envy and angry. She was angry pretty much through the arc.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, right? Because Minami is like everyone's hope. Like everybody loves Minami. She is super popular with both guys and girls and the principal, which is weird, but whatever. So like, it's just like everybody loves her, right? So it's like suddenly now there's been a couple. Now there's like both Yuka and Kashiwaba. Kashiwaba. He is like the Oni-coach. Now we have two characters who's like, nah, fuck that shit. I hate her. It's like, what do you mean? No one hates me. And it's like, even Tatsuya gets frustrated at her sometimes. It's like, listen, it's not all about you. That's good. That's good for the series. Again, it's realistic.
Very realistic. So this coach's, let me describe this coach's training regiment. He gets at the batter's box, and he proceeds to hit hard grounders in ridiculous fashions at the kids, and I mean, if you told me this is the same guy from Attack Number 1, I would believe you, because he has no regard for these kids' health. If these kids fall down, he's like, give me another ball, quick, I gotta pelt this kid while he's down. Bang, get up, weakling, give me another one. Bang. Gets him over and over again.
At least he's not aiming at them. At least not at to begin with. The guy in Attack Number 1, he just straight up go for body shots. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, no, he's not quite there yet. When he starts putting like chains to their hands to hold the bat with,
this is very true. It's not. Yeah, he hasn't leveled up yet. There's still Arc 4 that this could happen.
Yeah, I kind of understand that beating the shit out of like high schoolers with a sword is a little bit excessive. But
nah.
Running around with a kendo stick and beating the kid. 100 laps, go! Whack, 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 whack.
Oh, the fucking you can do 10 laps around the course, okay? No, bunny hopping, okay? No, with the barbell.
With the barbell, 100-pound weights, go.
Okay.
Like, Coach, I'm raising my hand here. No raising your hand, whack! Don't question me.
Coach, what if we report you? That doesn't matter.
Go ahead and try.
Get rid of me.
Okay, principal, we'd like to report about the coach. He's doing a great job, isn't he? Wait, what? Yeah, isn't he great? He was highly recommended. But, Coach, question, no, he's great. So what did you have to say? All right, this isn't going to work. Yeah. Ooh, I'm tired, says Tatsuya. Get back out there. Oh, I'm tired. What are you going to do? Fire your star pitcher? Yes, get out. Ah, shit. He saw right through me.
Yeah,
what are you going to do? Fire your star pitcher? Fucking, that's right, I am. Yeah. I'll fire the entire team if I have to.
As long as we have 11 people we can play. It's like, okay.
Oh, yeah, the one where it's like they're training through the rain. And it's like, what do you do if someone gets sick? Oh, that's okay. I'm not an evil guy. I won't force them to play through sickness. It's like, oh, thank God.
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm glad. It's like, so as long as we have 11 players, like, not even 11. So as we have nine players, we can still field a team and we can play. And it's like, dude, fuck you.
What if we get sick? Oh, well.
All we need is 9 people to not get sick, and we're still good.
Right, that's his mentality. It's quite wacky. So what do we think's going to happen in Arc 4? Are they actually going to win Koshin?
No.
No?
I mean, I shouldn't say that because I know and I hate it.
All right.
They need to get your Koshin to begin with.
Yeah, they could. I could see a scenario where they do lose and then they train twice as hard and then they do get to Koshin for the final year, right? Their last try. just bring up the drama even more. I could see that happening. Or is this their last year right now? Because they're 18, right?
Yeah, I think this is their last year.
All right, so this is their last try. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is. Here's that, like, I'm not gonna go into anything, but here's why. It's like, remember, I watched
Mix.
the other show that, and they do make a lot of references to the past, which makes sense, right? Because it takes place after the fact, way later. It's like the next generation trying to retain the glory of Meisei. And they go through a little bit of what happened, not in any detail. So it's not like I know specifically what happens, but based on some of the information, I have a good idea of what is going to happen in the final arc.
Are the kids in Mix the children of Tatsuya, or no? It's just the legend of Tatsuya in general.
They are. So the dynamic is a little bit different, right? Because in the kind of,
I guess you don't want to spoil anything, so
I don't really, but basically what you need to know is, like, instead of being two brothers and the girl next door, it's a brother and sister and the boy next door. It's different, and something else has happened, which I don't want to get into.
All right, fair enough. I enjoyed this arc more than the second one. I thought the series improved in a lot of ways. Anything with Oni-coach really keeps me paying attention to the screen. Absolutely, that never fails. It's definitely the recurring element of sports anime that just really gets you on the edge of your seat. You get angry at them, you feel for the players, but then you love the players' fire and passion to overcome this beatings that they take every day.
I don't know if they're going to redeem Oni-coach, Kashiwaba, the younger brother.
I think they already did, technically.
No, they're trying. They're like, oh, he doesn't like the alumni club, and he has like the PTSD. Because of that, he kind of goes blind from time to time. There was like this one kid who went to,
because he's a coward.
Yeah. Well, no shit. He's beating children with a sword.
That makes you tough, Vicky. God, come on.
No, you don't beat kids with a bamboo sword. You beat kids with your bare hands.
Listen, sometimes using your bare hands is not enough.
Yeah, I know. And you're like, the kid asked about how to hold the bat when he's trying to do the thing. So it's kind of shows you that when he was in the team, probably he got just beat up as well with baseball bats. That's why he's kind of afraid of kids holding baseball bats anyway. But no, I don't know, like, if they're, I don't know, I just want to see what they will do, because probably the big brother will appear at some point.
Sure.
So yeah, I want to see if they're going to redeem him, or he's just going to say, yeah, fuck you all, I'm leaving, goodbye, and no redemption at all, which I would also like. Be interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely going to be interesting. I can't see them, because what I assume is going to kind of rekindle that love he used to have for baseball at some point. And yeah, I'd say I would assume that's where they're going with it. But as for what they're going to do with him personally, I can see them doing a lot of stuff. Honestly, I can see them either going like, oh no, he's a good guy really deep down, or they can just be like, nah, he's kind of a piece of shit. But you know what? It worked.
I think on a side note, I'm just curious what Yuka's role is going to play in season 4 here, or arc 4.
Yeah.
What her role is going to be, how Nita is going to come into play. I hope he plays more. I don't know. I guess he had a pretty good role in this arc. In general, of just him being the motivation. Yeah, I could see them doing more of the same. I hope they go into just a little bit more with the Nita family, in general. How they'll maybe come in between Tatsuya and Minami. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to Arc 4, where everything goes. If they even win Koshin, I'm sure they do. Yeah, I'm almost positive that they do. They kind of have to in a lot of ways, but as we've seen in Touch, they're not afraid of pulling punches just for the sake of really dramatizing the series in general. So
I'm just looking forward to seeing how it's going to get handled. That's because I've like a lot of stuff is getting telegraphed so far.
Well, I mean,
they're implying a lot of stuff. No, I know. They're implying a lot of stuff, but I'm just always curious to see how it's done because, like, you know, do they follow up on that or do they just forget about it and be like, actually, though, it was all a big lie. Hey.
Ooh. It was all a dream.
It was all a dream.
It was in Kazu's head this whole
existed.
Time.
The one who actually died was
Tatsuya.
The main character was really Harada all along.
I mean, I guess he came to the narrator. At least.
I'm definitely sticking with an 8 out of 10 rating for the series so far. It hasn't really changed. How about you guys?
Yeah, no, I'm keeping it at an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll keep my score as well. Depending on how the next episodes go, might drop 1 point. Because I like the show, I like the relationships, I like everything, but it's a little bit too dragged.
Well, I have. I'm looking at my score.
The port before this one, at least, especially because of Minami, since she's very bland. But finally, we have her being sassy, and we have someone to actually antagonize with her, which is Yuka, and you have the coach who doesn't like her. So she doesn't like him, and we see her getting nervous, we see her getting angry and whatnot. So it's definitely an improvement. Hopefully, it stays that way. Hopefully. Or else it might actually drop because,
So I'm seeing my past ratings on the arcs. I had a 9 for part 1, I had a 7 for part 2, and an 8 for part 3. So that's very good and consistent. So we're at an 8 overall for the show.
I don't know, man. I think my scores have been even more consistent. It's been 8, 8, 8.
There you go.
Hasn't changed.
We're all kind of at the same line here. So very excited to finish out the series. Maybe we should just pencil it in for the first show of 2021.
We could do that.
We absolutely
and we have a little time as well, since we're taking a little bit of a break at the end of the year as well.
As we always do.
Mm-hmm.
Icky, are you in agreement?
Yeah.
All right. So that was episode 85 of the Red Leaf Retrocast Anime Edition. That was our review of Touch Arc 3. I highly recommend from start to finish so far. Let's get into Arc 4 next year.
Next year. We will finish it. Don't worry.
We'll finish it. Our next episode is Attack Number 1, episodes 31 through 50. Obviously, we've covered this in the past.
More child abuse.
So back-to-back Oni-coach.
My favorite. Listen, if it doesn't have Chetbecky, you know, I'm going to stop.
You venture through very dangerous territories right there.
It's okay. I didn't say anything.
Almost, I heard like one syllable. It was like, oh, he's not going to say what I think he will.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say anything.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Goodbye.
「私の頼りない勇気をいつもそばで励まして」「帽子で膝の土を払い」